this photograph of Yah is actually a reflection from the door onto the balcony. It's a mirror of himself. So he's relaxing in the sun overlooking Rome from Castel Gandolfo. And of course the Holy Ghost, whose name is Brian Leonard Marshall, the returned Lord Jesus Christ, announced by Pope Benedict XVI on March the 12th this year, 2013, and through his apostolic letter released to the world March 26th, 2013. Now, again, just reminding people who are already following Yah's PowerPoints, there's information in here for those who might be watching for the first time, in which case everything would be very strange and all news to them. Here we go. Zechariah 4:10, For who hath despised the day of small things? For they shall rejoice, and shall see the plummet in the hand of Zerubbabel with those 7. They are the eyes of the Lord, which run to and fro through the whole earth. Zerubbabel being an ancestor of Jesus, who is Brian Leonard Golightly Marshall in his second coming. What's it all about? It's all about a pyramid in Antarctica, which is located at 71 degrees south by 23 degrees east. Now, measuring the distance to where I was reborn, 105 Rothschild Avenue, Rosebery in Sydney, Australia, is 7656 kilometres. By the way, for those hearing for the first time, the reborn Christ, resurrection, is reincarnation. You've all been here before. So the Christ was reborn into the pit of hell, identified by Rothschild Avenue. The devil behind all things, controlling all things, is the Rothschild family. I think you may already know that by now. So, 7656, masculine of 7651, means 7. Sheba, a well in Palestine. It's all about the 7. The sacred number 7. And it is found in this famous verse from 1 Chronicles 5:13, and their brethren of the house of their fathers were Michael and Meshullam and Sheba and Jorai and Yakan and Zia and Heber, 7, referring to the 7 names. So that's what the distance is, 7656 from 7651. Now the distance around the Earth at the latitude, so that's the latitude of 71 degrees south, is light. It's 7052 nautical miles. If you're not familiar with the measurements that Christ measures using miles or kilometers or inches or feet, whatever a length of measure is, or nautical miles as well. These are all based on measurements. That is what God does. He measures the earth, which is his temple. So 7052 nautical miles, and it means light. As a pyramid base, the height would be 1121. Hebrew, Ben from 1129, a son as a builder of the family name, a lamb. Before we look at the angels in Antarctica, I will lead the newcomer into the coincidences of my existence. My many videos have been teaching and the explaining of the genetic numbers of my family, from wife number 1 and the children she gave birth to, and wife number 3, revealing the antechamber, 116.26 number, being a key for the Lord to walk out of the king's chamber as follows. The pyramid at Giza, the Great Pyramid at Giza, is the altar to the Lord in the midst of Egypt, referred to in Isaiah chapter 19, verses 19 and 20. It is the record and memorial of the Christ in his second incarnation. Moving right along. Now, it was the age I married at 1162.6 weeks. It was the age between daughters and stepdaughter, 11.626 years. 777 days, daughter number 2, and 777 days is 2.127 years. So it's the age between stepdaughter number 2 and between daughter number 2 and the stepdaughter who was born to her mother when the mother was 11.626 days younger than I. And she was 32.75 years old when she gave birth to that daughter. These numbers, 3275 and 2127, are found once and side by side in 1 Chronicles 5:13. This is the miracle of it all, the synchronicity of the numbers, and how it is that God, who comes back to the earth completely rejected by all mankind, devoured by their religions and the books they are reading, however, the book within the book, it's all about the numbers. Now, measuring the chambers of the pyramid, we have the wall height of the king's chamber, plus displacement, plus distance from the grand gallery, times a lunation. When you multiply all of those measurements, they equal 31101. And that is the Julian day I was reborn on. 24311101. And 31101, that should be 1, verses within the King James Bible. I missed that. That should be 31101. Verses in the Lucifer 1611 KJV. Now the names in 1 Chronicles 5:13 total, this is where the 31106 comes in, which is 31101 plus 5, which is for Abba, the Father. Now divided by the 7 names of 1 Chronicles 5:13 equals 4443.714. 714 is Isaiah 7:14. However, the word God is found 4,443 times within 3877 verses. This number 3877 is the distance in miles to the South Pole from the maternity ward that I was reborn into at St Margaret's Hospital in Sydney, Australia. Now, the odds of all of these, the chances of all of these occurring are 1 billion times 1 billion times 1 billion. It's a number so huge, it's more than all the atoms in the universe. For all of these numbers to be occurring in this one particular verse, and the mother and daughter found side by side, it's all about the keys, the genetic key to the house of David. Also, 7. The number 7 for the word 7 in 1 Chronicles 5:13 is counted as the 221st 7 in the KJV 1611. In total is, I think, 391. Well, this verse 7 is the 221st mentioned. And their brethren of the house of their fathers were Michael and Meshullam and Sheba 7, and Uriah and Jachan and Zia and Heber 7. 2 7s in this verse and 7 names. So doing some multiplication, 221 times 7 equals 1547. Greek dictionary is to marry off a daughter, give in marriage. 221 in Greek is Alexandria, and the pyramid round trip from Alexandria is 221 miles. Again, the synchronicity of the numbers, chapters and verses, the concordance numbers for each word listed, gematria. It's how the Christ reveals all things. The distance from the Antarctic pyramid to North Eagle Road. Now, we haven't visited the Antarctic pyramid yet, so just bear all of this in mind. You'll see it in a minute. To North Eagle Road, which is in Harcourt, Victoria, Australia, where the New Jerusalem has been declared by the Christ already. That distance is 4443.4 miles. Again, that is the word God, 4443 times within 3877 verses, which is the distance from the South Pole to St Margaret's Maternity, where I was reborn, 3877 miles. Now from North Eagle Road to my rebirth home at 105 Rothschild Avenue, it measures 443.3 miles. Back to Eagle Road South, which measures 444.7 miles. When you add those two numbers together, 888 is the Greek gematria for Jesus. Here is the round trip to north and south back to the Christ rebirth location. The length is 888.0 miles. One leg being 444.7 plus the other leg being 443.3 miles, adding them together. Now the heading is 228.58, Greek 2285. Stupefaction, by surprise, that is astonishment, amaze, plus astonished and wonder. And truly it all is how the Christ reveals himself to the world and proves all things is truly astonishing. People still don't grasp it. So devoured by the words. These are the two legs, you can see them crossing together right through the middle of Eve Street down to Harcourt, Eagle Road, north and south, the two legs. Now, moving right along, because it really is all about this pyramid in the Antarctic, going over to the pyramid at Egypt for a moment, the altar to the Lord, the speed of light in kilometres per second was found to be a location as a latitude just 367 feet off the south edge of the pyramid base. That number in Hebrew from 3670 means an edge or extremity, and 3670 is B removed. That's at the latitude of north 29 degrees 58 minutes and 7:55 seconds. So the altar to the Lord in the midst of Egypt is the point from which the Christ measures all things, because it is all about him. Now here we go to the illustration. So you've got the point there, 367.1 feet off the south edge. Measuring from that point to the location of the pyramid in Antarctica is 6988.8 miles. 698, of course, is in the Greek dictionary from 697. It's Mars Hill. In other words, his name, Marsh. It's where Marshall comes from. You've got the 69, which is his age today at the finding of this, or the revealing to us of this pyramid down in the Antarctic, and the 888 there being Jesus in the Greek gematria once again. Okay, now 356 is the heading, 356.61, and 3566 in the Greek dictionary from 3565 is a bridegroom. Bridegroom. And of course that's what the Christ is. He marries the female soul of all mankind. He is the bridegroom. There it is there, larger. The base of the pyramid, now we're talking about the Great Pyramid at Egypt, was laid out on corner sockets, sunk into the bedrock. Fine chiselled lines show it was a marker of 36524.24 pyramid inches. Then stones were placed inward, reducing the base by 286.1 pyramid inches. Once the average land mass height was reached, it was finished. The huge capstone, when placed, would be oversized by a perimeter of 286.1 pyramid inches. Therefore, the capstone was rejected. It is the head of the Sphinx today. This indicates that the builders represented by modern man would reject the Christ when he was reborn to the earth. So splendidly played out by all. Governments, churches, people, small and big. Rejection. The Satanic Bible, the KJV 1611, is a Lucifer Freemason God translation. Only 66 books containing 6,666 verses with the word Lord. The infamous Revelation 13:18 has concordance numbers spelling out 6666. These numbers are in the concordance dictionary of the KJV. 6 is the number 5516. So also is 100, 5516. So also is 3 score, 55:16, and 6 again is 55:16. Here it is. Here is wisdom, quoting, "Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 6, which is 55:16, 100, 55:16, threescore, 55:16, and 6, 55:16. The same wording in Hebrew was the amount of gold given to Solomon by his wives of the Ammonite and Moabite. They were the daughters of Lot, descendants of Sodom via incest with Lot. They each conceived incest with their father Lot. The pyramid base, 36,524.24 less 286.1 pyramid inches equals 36,238.14 pyramid inches. 3623 Hebrew espousal and 2861, the displacement factor, is Hebrew espousal. From Solomon 3:11 and Jeremiah 2:2. 2861, a wedding espousal. 3623 from 3618, bridehood, only in the plural, espousal. So that's the reduction in the pyramid base that took place. So the distance around the Earth at 71 degrees south, measuring around the globe at 71 degrees south latitude, is 36.23 kilometres per degree, for a total of 13,042.8 kilometres, and converts to a pyramid height of 2075. Esther, second person, plural present indicative of 1510, ye are, be, have been, long, or I exist. So that's that number there, the reduction from the outer chiselled line to the pyramid where it was actually built, 36238. Pyramid built by angels. Solomon was a black witch. His first act as king was to murder his brother. The sins of he and his mother was the reason. If Adoniah had become king, they feared he would kill them for their sins. That in fact was a lie told to David by Bathsheba, who was an adulteress. Quoting, "And Adoniah the son of Haggith came to Bathsheba, the mother of Solomon, and she said, Comest thou peaceably? And he said, Peaceably. And he said, Moreover, I have somewhat to say unto thee. And she said, Say on. And he said, Thou knowest that the kingdom was mine, and that all Israel set their faces on me, that I should reign. Howbeit, the kingdom is turned about, and is become my brother's, for it was his from the Lord. The maiden who was a concubine of King David had been in the same bed, keeping the old man warm, when she overheard the lies of Bathsheba. Adoniah requested all he wanted was that same concubine to be his wife. Continuing, 17, and he said, Speak, I pray thee, unto Solomon the king, for he will not say thee nay. In other words, he won't refuse her. That he will give me Abishag the Shunammite to wife. And Bathsheba said, Well, I will speak for thee unto the king. Bathsheba therefore went unto King Solomon to speak unto him for Adoniah. And the king rose up to meet her, and bowed himself unto her, and sat down on his throne, and caused a seat to be set for the king's mother, and she sat on his right hand. Then she said, I desire one small petition of thee. I pray thee, say me not nay. And the king said unto her, Ask on, my mother, for I will not say thee nay. And she said, Let Abishag the Shunammite be given to Adoniah, thy brother, to wife. And King Solomon answered and said unto his mother, And why dost thou ask Abishag the Shunammite for Adoniah? Ask for him the kingdom also, for he is mine elder brother, even for him, and for Abiathar the priest, and for Joab, the son of Zeruiah. Then King Solomon sware by the Lord, saying, God do so to me, and more also, if Adoniah have not spoken this word against his own life. Now therefore, as the Lord liveth, which hath established me, and set me on the throne of David my father, and who hath made me an house, as he promised, Adoniah shall be put to death this day. That's reading from 1 Kings 2:13 through to 24. So it was the devil who put Solomon on the throne. It wasn't God. It wasn't Jesus. And so Adoniah died at the hand of Solomon. Now, the Star of David. This is the findings, really good writings from the person behind the Fanatic for Jesus website, quoting, "For nothing is hidden that shall not become evident, nor anything secret that shall not be known and come to light." That's from Luke 8:17, Jesus speaking, and of course that is the revelation of all things that he has been revealing to everybody since he had the tools of the internet to do so. So what's the Star of David all about? This article's from Sunday the 14th of April 2013, the Star of David and the lasting impact of her harlotry. Star of the State of Israel, also known as the Star of Remphan. Now I believe that behind this website it seems to be a woman. It's her writings and her findings. She says, "Who am I? I'm just a housewife," I think she said, or home. Yeah. Anyway, she's a mum behind the scenes. Okay. The not-so-sacred geometry behind the sign. It's also a sign used in alchemy, discerning the world. Concerning the origin of the Star of David, it revealed that the star is not a God-given symbol to the Jews, as many Christians are led to believe. The ancient Israelites chose this star symbol while worshipping another god. Since there has been some discussion on some of the blogs I follow, I hope to further shed some light on why this symbol is so important. I hope you will fully read this post because it is an important one. So we're going to go through her post. I don't know how I'm going for time.